And so hello and welcome people back to more Galerians. And now, in this part I am going to be mostly exploring this place after I obtain the map. Because the map in this game is actually very useful. It actually keeps track of where everything is and stuff like, for example, this location leads to this place and there is also a staircase there. You know, that kind of thing. And it fills up as you explore, so you know it's good to explore stuff now when there is nothing interesting, like, well, nothing terrible going on, and then you will know for when there are terrible things going on. Also makes following a guide much easier. So yeah, this is further flavor text explaining in more detail what Dorothy and what the Galerians were. And the last Galerians are actually what we're dealing with now. Notice how they don't actually have any pictures of them. You can talk to the various NPCs, but most of the times they don't really have much interesting to say. But they do update their dialogue depending on the situation, which is nice. I always appreciate that.
I do like, though, how that one guy told you don't talk to anybody, we're all on edge, and you proceed to talk to everyone.
Obviously I am a protagonist.
Yeah. Well, you gotta do it. Something you gotta do.
What's this?
It's a new B-Jet. You need it to inject the new PPECs. PPECs have been placed in each block. However, there's not many of these.
Okay, I will use them carefully.
Also, this is a communicator for Elaine, the shelter's main computer. You can use it to locate your current position, the position of Galerians, and the level of radioactivity.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, Mian. My bringing you back to this world can only lead to more suffering for you. But
I understand.
be careful, Mian.
B-eject. It is the thing that we use in order to inject PPCs. Well, what's interesting about the PPCs, it is a term that was completely made up for the English version of the game.
Say what now?
The PPCs, you know, psychic power, energy container, whatever it is. It's a lane terminal of the main computer. In the Japanese version, they just call them drugs.
Because drugs can do anything.
I guess they just wanted to avoid being like super out there when it came to like, you know, just calling it just making the main character into an addict. Although you do still have a stat that's called addiction points, so I don't know what's going on there.
Right.
Especially since the original game, like, you know, in the first Galerians, they were also called PPCs. The original Galerians had an M rating, so they didn't really need to worry about anything.
Right.
This game, on the other hand, is teen rated, but I can also imagine that in 2002 the ratings were already a little bit softened up, considering all of the stuff we got.
Right.
And all things considered, there isn't really much there isn't any noticeable censorship in this game, and for the most part they didn't even change any names. The original game just did use English-sounding names for all of the characters, or rather, well, English-sounding words in some cases. But yeah, as you can see,
Their president.
exactly. But yeah, as you can see, every room that we have visited is already marked on the map, but the one that we haven't isn't. So let's fix that. And for those of you with an eagle eye, you can actually notice that the screen transitions to the black are actually now less noisy than they were before, and that is because I was testing out this game with a different type of connection with the PS2. Instead of using component, I'm using RGB SCART. There is still going to be noise on the letterboxing, like when characters talk to you, but that's just generated by the game itself, so I can't help it there. Things like that even appear when you're emulating a game on the PS4. Like I've seen a playthrough of Forbidden Siren. And that was a hint if you couldn't tell by the camera switch, but that's not relevant for now, at least. In any case, I've seen a playthrough of Forbidden Siren on the PlayStation 4, and it actually still had noise on the letterboxing whenever there were in-engine cutscenes or things like that playing. So those are just things you can't fix. Emergency generator. Remember this room, this is gonna be a bane of your existence in just a few episodes.
Oh boy.
Basically, this has to do with the most arbitrary and annoying puzzle in the entire game. It's just a lot of busy work and running around, which it really is the only instance of this in this entire game. Like otherwise, you don't really have any use for the. You don't even have much of a use for your item menu. It sort of is there. You get like 4 items in the entire game. I don't know why they. I also don't know why they even why they didn't even make it like an automatic thing where it's like, oh, this is the relevant item for reacting with this other thing. So let's just select it automatically. No, they don't do that. But you can also see my addiction points do not increase around here because this is not a stressful location. This will, however, change with whenever there is whenever that bar at the bottom of the map shows activity. Oh, and over there is a save point. And it will show activity in like there is gonna be like a red stripe sort of messing around there, and that is called the Galerians activity, or otherwise nuclear activity. But yeah, I want to check every corner, so I know there aren't any PPCs lying around. Or as the Japanese version would call it, drugs. Or like the OVA called it. Remember that drug dealer? He was awesome.
El Jesus.
Well, sadly, that junkie rapist Jesus sadly was not part of the OVA. That's like one of the very
I know, that was like the only thing missing.
Yeah, really. That's the only thing missing from the OVA compared to the game. Otherwise, the OVA is a full package, but you're like, if you go for the OVA, you're missing on the junkie, on the junkie Jesus.
He was the best character.
And like the end of his character arc was just so fitting. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they knew. They knew.
But yeah, basically whenever you go around locations, hug the walls. Most of the times the PPCs will be scattered around the walls. Not in every occasion, not in every place, but most of the times. Like here, I got red. I really like the selection of ambient noise they have going on.
Question, do we ever get powers other than the 3 from the first game?
Yes, actually we do. We talked to the NPCs there in the lab, and they were talking about developing new PPCs. You're sick, here, ball. Pick it up, Rion. You piece of trash.
He's the only protagonist I've seen where he's like, this could be an important item. Meh, whatever.
Yeah, this actually relates to the generator room. This and also one other thing, which is what makes that puzzle really annoying, because Rion needs to know that something is relevant before he actually picks it up.
Gross.
Like, for fuck's sake, Rion, you've went through original Galerians. You should know that everything is relevant.
Everything is important. Just fucking pick it up.
But I guess he does have much tighter pants this time around.
Yeah, he can't hold as much due to that.
So yeah, for now there aren't any enemies, but we don't really. I don't think we can really explore this location quite so well. So yeah, see, we entered here and we literally don't know any place around here. And as you can see, the description is also very, very nice, because it even tells you, without going to different places, in which locations the doors to various places are located. So yeah, like your device being connected to the main computer of the place actually plays into the gameplay. You have that kind of information.
Good.
But yeah, as you can see now, the Galerians activity meter is now rising. Though I don't think at this point our AP is going to go up any. Oh, Yuki, maybe somebody forgot it. Yes, we know. Somebody told us. Like literally somebody told us already that they forgot the key. Although admittedly they didn't say that they needed the key, it's just that they lost it here. So yeah, they abandoned this place, probably due to the Galerians activity going on, which is higher than in any other place in this location. I mean, like on the higher floors, there wasn't any, so you know there is that.
Yeah.
And unlike Rion, who is a Galerian, humans just they don't take kindly to radiation.
I assume most things don't take kindly to that.
So except for Rion and other Galerians.
Actually, that reminds me of something. Like, I forgot to ask this during, like, earlier. Fucking rabbits are under his control?
They are. Rabbits are those things. Remember, those that there are a lot of, and they kept respawning. Remember
Why
those?
are they called rabbits?
Like I said before, none of the names were actually changed from the Japanese version, so
Yeah.
they just use English words for the fancy, which is why we get some oddities, and they're called rabbits for a reason. They multiply.
Are you back from the dead? Your strength is amazing. Looks like we underestimated you.
Mere mortals can't take on enemies like these.
It's a pity I wasn't told earlier.
I'm going to face Pirano. I want you to go back.
Sorry, but soldiers like me obey their orders from their superiors. Not from you. I'm the last line of defense on this floor, and I'm going to stay there. If Pirano manages to kill you, I'll blow up this section and him with it.
You do what you have to.
So yeah, that was our introduction to Cass. Her name was mentioned before by Romero, and she's one of my favorite characters from this game. She's really cool.
Oh, man.
And here you see a very awkward cut, because it took me about 10 tries on the boss that's coming up.
Oh boy.
Not because this boss is bullshit, it's hard, but it's challenging in a good way.
Their eyes. There are devices in their eyes. Ugh. Horrible. So horrible.
So you have to deal with zombies, and there are far less of them here than there are in the cutscene. And now they're gone. Red works very well on them, usually one hit killing them. Usually. We'll get more efficient at it once we get upgrades to red.
When red hits level 3, do you just start shooting Hadoukens?
No, it just becomes bigger, better.
He's come! He's come! He's here! He's here!
So it's robots next.
It's Rion! It's Rion! You traitor! You traitor!
They were made from humans too. Damn!
You want to escape from that! You want to escape! You want to escape! You want to escape!
Want to see the color of your blood? Yes! Let's cut him up and reconstruct him.
You put the implants into the soldier.
You too will be one of them. time soon. I'm gonna gouge your eyeballs out. And then I'll implant my circuits in your empty sockets.
Gross.
So yeah, this is Pirano. His fight is pretty damn hard, but there is a trick to it. The first phase is very easy, but you still need to think about it for a little bit. Those 4 robots are going to be prancing around, trying to kill you, while Pirano stays back. He's not going to attack you just yet, even though I think he does actually show up on the map, but you can't do anything about it. The trick to this phase is to actually kill 2 of them, then nearly kill 1, and then kill another one. Because Pirano will show up. The second phase will start at the moment the 3rd robot is killed. So they don't give you time to actually get rid of all of them before that happens. And you don't want to be stuck in any place at any point in time during the fight with Pirano, because you will be killed many times repeatedly. See, now he showed up, but we're going to ignore him for now and get rid of his last slave. There. Now, he's going to have several attacks. All of them are devastating, and most of them can be avoided with the secret technique of moving slightly to the left.
Dear God.
Pirano is weak to fire. You can use Nalcon on it, but it's nowhere near as effective. Hitting him when he's doing the jump thing is rather difficult. It's actually a pretty good idea to, like, when he's doing that slashy attack, to just move slightly, because the attack only goes forward. And then just start charging, so he can't run away from it. The lightning attack can be dodged. It's just incredibly hard. Also, when it's just touching you for the first time, it doesn't do any damage. It only damages you on the 3rd go. And here I contemplated for like a split second about using Nalcon, and then he reflected it immediately, and so I was like, yeah, no. You can also interrupt him from doing his attack. However, not a great strategy unless you've already been charging for it. It's simply because, well, a lot of his other actions will just kill you if you're standing in one spot, just like that one. But once you get the timing right on his jumping attack, like right here, start charging when he's still in the air, you can hit him pretty consequently. Like, see? And now he went all twirly. What you need to do for this is not move at all, or actually move slightly to the left and then not move at all. And he cannot actually be damaged when he's doing the twirly. And also take into account,
He's got fucking Psycho Crusher.
exactly. I've made a mistake right there, because even though you can't damage him with shorting, short has an additional effect of you becoming invincible. And also I've made a mistake there for not charging when he was still doing the twirly. See, like, he'll just murder you. What's really nice also about how Rion attacks with red is that he will actually face the enemy when he's firing off the attack. Not when he's charging for it, but when he's firing it, which is the most important part.
Good.
And dodging that attack to the right is actually less effective, because you will still get... dodging the twirly attack to the right is less effective because you will still get hit. Dodging it to the left seems to be the way to go.
Specifically dodge it to the left, not the right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? This is all for now? Next time, I swear, I'm definitely gonna mess your brains up good!
He's gone.
Rian, are you alright? The last Galerian reaction has disappeared.
Why are you screwing up our plans? Get back to the control room! Now!
Well, as if we didn't like Romero yet. We get another skip.
But we just fought a Looney Tunes character, right?
He's the closest it gets, yes. So now I have second level Null Khan. It's pretty good because I don't think it actually requires you to charge anymore, it just becomes more powerful. And just gonna make sure I don't miss out on anything hidden around this location before I go on and never return here ever again. Well, I think there is another time you visit this place, but it's way later. But yeah, for now we have to return to our base now that all of the Galerian reaction is gone, and sadly nothing has respawned for us to pick up. It's interesting that the sewage system still works even though it's post-apocalypse.
Well, if it's one thing video games have taught me, Nico, it's that no matter how messed up the world is, at least our sewer system will always function.
It is a horror game after all.
And there's nothing more horrifying than a sewer level.
And here I was just showing off a cutscene that plays when you inject a PPC for the first time. It's exactly the same for every single kind of PPCs. It's just different color of the PPC.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see it more. It was just from one of my outtakes.
Pirano has only a few basic attacks, but they're whoppers. Bad voice acting and dialogue. You can ignore this with an effort.